Welcome to Magic to Millions,
We document this guy's journey
where I take this stuff.
and turn it into this stuff.
Alright guys, hey, just wanted to say welcome back. This is a bit of a weird update for the month. I'm going to start trying to post these a little bit more often and kind of get like a little bit of a weird, like, I don't know, like a shelf update. There's 100,000 fab singles behind me that I've not sorted yet, and this is a backlog. This is a lot of crap. Anyway, but just as kind of like a quick overview of what I've been doing for the past few weeks. I've nabbed one small collection. It's about $1,200 market-ish. I bought it for about $820 after shipping and taxes and fees and blah blah blah, whatever all that encompasses. I'm looking to sell everything for the singles value at the market around $1,150 to $1,200, somewhere in there. I should be netting somewhere between $150 and $250-ish dollars, depending on how many single orders I have, how big the large orders are, and depending on how long I sit in the foils and that kind of thing. And I'm pretty okay with that. Part of what that entails is I obviously list all that stuff at TCG low, which is why I have this huge stack of orders that will be going out in the next couple of days. Ideally, when I am purchasing small collections like that, what I try and do is I list it at the TCG low. I try and recoup roughly 75 to 85% of my costs. So in the case of $820, I'm going to try and sell over the next 2 weeks, roughly, $600 to $650, $75, somewhere in there. That way I can recycle that money back into buying something else. In some cases, I buy sealed, like Chilling Reign for Pokemon. I've actually bought 3 boxes of this month to even out my my 6. I also bought multiple cases of Flesh and Blood Arcane Unlimited. I got a really good deal out of someone in Canada, so I snagged some boxes. I got them shipped here. The Pokemon stuff, I have a different mentality for. Most Pokemon sets, actually basically all of them, if you sit on them for somewhere between 4 and 5 years, you're looking at roughly, $300 to $500 a booster box. So anytime I can buy a Pokemon booster box for anything under 100, 125, 150, depending on the set. I don't really buy too much around there because it gets a little bit I might make more money buying something at $100 I can convert into $300, or something I convert from $150 into $300. It's just, you kind of got to balance the numbers a little bit on that. So I do try to dollar cost average, and I shoot for the most upside with the lowest downside risk. Unfortunately, it won't be here in time to feature in this video, but I actually was also able to purchase 6 booster boxes of Vivid Voltage for $15 under market, since we're on the Pokemon kick here. Now, how did I do that? Something you should keep an eye out for in TCG Player and other stores like that. Some sellers will charge $15 for shipping or $25 for shipping, and then they will then list a whole bunch of boxes. Now, while mathematically that makes sense to the seller if someone buys 1 box at a time because they keep all the shipping fees, what can happen is someone like me can come along, or someone else can buy 2 boxes, 3 boxes, 4 boxes, 10 boxes, 50, whatever that number is, and we only have to pay the shipping the one time. So for the Vivid Voltage boxes, I actually wasn't planning on buying them, but I do keep a little bit of money in the back of the pocket just in case something like that pops up. So I was also able to get 6 booster boxes of Vivid Voltage for $115 a piece. I also get 2% cash back from TCG Player that I can then use for other purchases, and then I also get 2% cash back on a card. So really I'm only paying like $110.20 some odd cents, $111, somewhere in there, per booster box of Vivid Voltage, and the market on them is literally $130 a box. Okay, so I just netted $20 per box instantly, decreasing my down cost average, and that box was $250 in the pandemic and the COVID times and the sucky sucks, and no one wants to talk about that period, so we're just going to go have a taco and forget about it. Some other things that I was doing, I also picked up a whole case of, what was this? Battle Styles. I bought a lot of Pokemon this month. Why is the question? To kind of try and stay on the kick here, Pokemon is now printing their cards with silver borders, which means the yellow borders are no more. The iconic, super classic yellow bordered Pokemon cards with the Charizards and the Pikachus and the Ekans and the snakes and the bugs and whatever else you loved, those are gone. The yellow borders are officially gone. So there's a lot of people theorizing and hypothesizing that this means that they're not going to reprint any more yellow border stuff after they run out of cardstock for it. Realistically, for the most part, probably correct. I think sets like Evolving Skies and Brilliant Stars that are pushing $300 and $200 per booster box respectively, excuse me, I think those are still going to be really prime targets for reprints. And even if they have to order more cardstock to reprint those to kind of kick the price down a little bit, I can see them doing that, but it would be a very limited run if they did do that. So now the question, why am I not buying Evolving Skies and Brilliant Stars? I kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, but why would I spend $300 on a box or $200 on a box when I can buy 2 boxes at $110 a piece or 3 boxes at $110 a piece? What is my upside? Is Evolving Skies going to be worth more than an Evolutions booster box or an $800 booster box from like Silver Age? I just don't see it hitting that anytime soon, because every step up, as it hits 400, as it hits 500, as it hits 600, people are going to dump it, because everyone that bought at 300 is going to sell it at 450, 500, 550, and 600 because they've doubled their money and they're out. And that has to happen 4 or 5 more times for me to go from $300 to $900 at a minimum. Even if it happens fast and it goes 300, 500, 700, 900, that's still 4 jumps and 4 cycles of that market that has to happen, versus buying 3 boxes at $110, call it 100 even just for simplicity math. The odds of me seeing $100 go to $300 in 5 years is much more likely than I am to see $300 go to $900. Now, could they go to $900? Sure. Am I going to cry about it? No, not really. I'll probably buy 1 or 2 boxes and sit on them, but they're going to be like long-term holds when I do that, and if I do that, and they'll be the very last ones that I do buy. I do have some other ones on the list that I have to get before I hit my case mark on those. And I'll kind of do like a once a month update to kind of give you guys like an idea and like kind of just see where things are going with that and how that product is doing and how much I'm doing on it. My cost average on Chilling Reign is, I got 3 boxes at 85, call it 81 after my refunds and stuff. The other ones I got at 105, I believe, plus tax and stuff, so call it about $105, so about 95 average, somewhere in there. My Battle Styles, I actually got that on sale over Christmas. It was $85 a box, which is a steal. It's now like 115. Not intentional, but is kind of what it is. Arcane Unlimited, I was buying that at 85 a box, and I am cracking that and making pretty decent money on the singles. It's about 450 to 550 depending on the case with singles. If you can get a crap case, it's like 250 to 300, so you lose a little bit of money on the crap ones, but you know, overall you're averaging 450 to 500 a case, which is really, really nice. And then obviously my collection buys and stuff when I do those. So I just kind of wanted to give you guys like a quick update and stuff, things that I'm buying, things that I'm doing. I also have a giant tower of packaging stuff that I recycle and save. I keep all my sleeves, I keep all my top loaders, all that stuff I recycle and save money on. So like it's all about that process of taking every penny and keeping every penny that you can and building them all up. Also, organization helps. That's a problem. I'll get on that one day. Probably not. But that being said though, guys, I think that wraps it up. I don't think I have any other crap around me that I was going to show you guys or pick up and show and broadcast that I acquired. I have some Wise cases up above here that I snagged a few months ago. I have my duels that I'm selling still, obviously, that I picked up from one of the major buys we had recently. And you guys should have seen by now, once this goes lives, our Antiquities packs. We have some Stronghold packs coming. And I'm not going to spoil it in this video, but we do already have another vintage booster box or 2 in the lineup for pack openings. They're a bit cold in the market because no one really likes them, but you know, kind of is what it is. So it'll be fun. I think we'll have fun with it though. We'll do some giveaways here pretty soon. We should be, we've hit at the time of the filming of this, I'm not sure when this will go up. We were over 150 subs and we're climbing pretty quickly to 200. I think when we hit like 250, I'm going to do a sub announcement or like a giveaway announcement for for something kind of spicy, and it will be announced in one of our pack opening videos. So you guys do need to watch those and do pay attention to them, because we do say things in there that are important to see if you guys are watching. But on that note, guys, we are always buying some collections, you know, pictures and prices, looking for those. I don't need the PPs, keep it PG-13, guys. But on that note, have a wonderful time. If you guys are selling collections and singles, I'm buying Fab singles, I'm buying Magic singles, I'll even buy your Pokemon singles, I don't really care. I'll buy your sealed too even, I don't really particularly mind. And as you can tell, I will feature these smaller buys on the channel. You know, this was a pretty decent lot. A lot of these are actually, there's about 35 cards or 40 cards that are in the pile that I showed earlier of papers. But you know, it's just a slow process. You have to be consistent with it. You have to be buying constantly. You have to be rotating your money constantly. And as you make gains, you convert it into stable long-term things like sealed stuff that you can then sit on for 5 years and get really consistent returns. Pokemon's a really great place for that. Wise Sealed is a really great place for that. You can consistently buy boxes at 55 or less, and then you sit on them for 1 to 2 years, and they go back up to 80 to 100, and you just cycle them back into the market slowly. And you know, 80 is MSRP on the things, for goodness sakes, and people just dump them on release. And consistently, as the product gets eaten up and enjoyed and used, it goes back up to 80 to $100. You can sell off half your position. You can sit on the rest if you want, or do whatever you want with it. That's usually my plan for what I do with Wise, and what I've done fairly consistently now with several of the sets that I've bought. And it's been pretty consistent. I'm going to continue to do that. So I'm not trying to like be an evil investor with that. I'm just patient. I will buy it at the bottom, and I will sell it at the mid, and I'll sell it at the high, and I'll sell it everywhere in between. Whether I make 20% or 50% or 100%, it doesn't really matter. All that really matters is you're patient and you just wait. Timing the market, terrible. I've lost thousands of dollars trying to, quote, time the market and like hit at the peak and then hit at the next peak. It just doesn't end well. The best results will always be from buying collections at appropriate pricing, which is important, buying stable sealed at good prices, which is important, and just being patient. And I can't express that enough. Just be patient. It is one of the most important things you can do, and it's one of the best tools you have in your book as a buyer, and it's one of the best tools you have as a seller too. So don't be afraid to be patient and just wait, because timing the market is painful sometimes, but waiting the market out, also painful, but long term usually you end up on top and you get that 6 to 7% a year gain, which is what most everyone wants. So I think I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. We are buying collections. We're also buying singles. We're buying sealed. If there's vintage stuff that you want us to rip on the channel, comment down below. Like and subscribe. And as oh goodness, word vomit there. English is hard, guys. And as Saint says, twiddle that notification button, and we will see you guys later. Have a good one. Bye, guys.